All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, so just got done watching the gloves are off for this much anticipated boxing match between Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall, which is taking place this Saturday, September 10th. We're only 4 days away now, y'all. Can't believe it, man. Y'all know this is one of the biggest fights I've been looking forward to in boxing, period. Savannah Marshall, Claressa Shields, they got a long time beef, long time rivalry now. There's been a lot of talk leading up to this fight, but that's the beauty of it. There was a lot of talk, but the fight was always in the cards for both of these fighters. It just wasn't all talk and politics saying I'm on this side, you on this side, or I get the lion's share, you don't get as much as me, I'm more popular. No. Claressa Shields is the type of fighter that's always about that smoke. Whoever it is, she'll want to prove she's the best, and she'll want to fight him. She doesn't care who it is. She's not going to let contracts and politics stand in her way. She wants to take one of the best fighters and anybody that's calling her out. Same with Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall, she wants to prove that she's the better fighter out of the two. And what better way to do that than just sign the fight? You can't win off a Twitter war. You cannot win off a Twitter war. You have to sign that fight and make it happen. That's the only way you can get it. And that's what I think Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall, they're doing to set an example for all fighters today, not just women, but men as well, because the men, they're kind of falling off here. You know what I mean? Like, men's boxing is still good, as far as skills and everything. I still love to watch it. But as far as the energy that's being brought forth now, Claressa and Savannah are bringing that right now. Like, I have not seen this type of tension and this type of beef and this type of rivalry and this type of history in a minute in boxing. I mean, whenever Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver faced off, I love that energy. I love the animosity between those two, that history those two had, like outside of the ring to the ring, to how the second fight played out, just to everything that Antonio Tarver would say to get under Roy's skin at the time, how he came to his post press fight conference after his win over John Ruiz. You know what I mean? Like, that was just like so cinematic. And I think Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall, they're bringing that same type of energy back in boxing. Like, they do their talking on social media, like Claressa Shields does that, but when it comes down to talk in face to face, she'll do that. She'll do that. That's why I really have not seen this type of energy in a minute in boxing. And like I said, it's crazy that the women are bringing this. It seems like the men are the one that are doing all the Twitter wars now, saying, "Oh, I'm the better fighter, I get the lion's share." They have the diva mentality now, right? A lot of these men fighters have that diva mentality where you would expect that from the women, but no, the women are like, "Hey, I'll fight you. Let's set this up beautifully, and we can make it happen." And that's what Savannah and Claressa did. Claressa said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the UK. Hey, I'll fight you there on your home turf. That's how I'm gonna do it." She's like, "I'll take one fight. You come watch my fight ringside. Let's face off. Savannah, you take your one fight. I'll be ringside. At the end of your fight, we'll face off. And then boom, we got a deal. September 10th, here we are, right?" So that's what I like about these two. There's real energy between these two. And that's what I just wanted to talk about in this Gloves Are Off. This episode was tense. I mean, maybe it's just me because, I'm a fan of boxing and I'm a big fan of this fight and this matchup. But this room was tense. I mean, the tension between these two, you could just see it in their eyes. Savannah Marshall, you could see the coldness in her eyes. Claressa Shields, you could see the rawness in her expressions, and you could really hear the truth in her words. She was just so cut and dry. Like, she really wasn't being extra. Like, Claressa Shields, everything she was saying was basically truth. You know what I mean? Whether they were talking about the win that Savannah Marshall got over her in the amateurs, that's not really worth mentioning now. She's a different fighter. Just going in there and with the mentality not to lose. That's what a champion does, right? The way she approaches it, she backs it up. She's backing it up with her skills. I know a lot of people don't like the talk, but you got to give Claressa Shields credit where credit is due. Like, she's backing it up every step of the way. Like, she put in the hard work, and now the words are just coming out. The words are just really coming out. Like, she's done so much for boxing and accomplished so much on her part that she can talk a big game towards Savannah Marshall. And like I said, I think she earned that. Maybe, okay, some people think she could tone it down. I don't know. Like I said, she's the one with the belts. She's feeling herself, and she's got the confidence. So, that's the one thing I do like about this energy between these two. You need that contrast of styles. As many people as they say, "Oh, I want to be quiet and this and that." Y'all gotta love this type of energy that's being brought back to boxing, because these two are fighting. Claressa Shields may be talking, but she's taking on the best fights out there, right? And this is still entertainment. Boxing is a martial art, but it's still entertainment. She's still bringing people out. So whether you love her or hate her, you're still going to want to come out and hear what she says. And that's what it was like in this interview. Like, everything she was saying, I mean, she was just going at Savannah Marshall, just coming at her with it. And then when it comes down to the mic skills, I know that don't win the fight, but I can say she's 1-0 on the mic versus Savannah Marshall. I mean, she was just hitting her with so many facts that, Savannah just had that cold stare, like, man, let me get this girl in the ring. Like, just let me get this girl. Like, it was that type of buildup. Like, Savannah Marshall, I don't know, like I said, if she was shook, like physically, as far as a fighter, I don't know if she shook in that manner, but verbally, like, she didn't have no quick comebacks. She didn't have no quick comebacks like that. So she was just having that look like, oh man, I just can't wait to express myself through these fists. And that's what's really going to make this thing a good fight. Like, just watching these two stare each other down was enough for me. I mean, Claressa still answering the questions. Savannah still answering the questions. She's a little bit more shorter and to the point with hers. But, Claressa, like I said, truth was coming through. So, things I like the confidence of Claressa in this. She's put the work in. She's a student of the game. I think she's really studied Savannah Marshall. And like I said, she's not only somebody that just fights, but she knows the game. Like, she studies boxing. So I think that's a plus for Claressa Shields going into this fight, that can, be able to look at a fighter from the outside and also get the experience on the inside. And I think that's what gives her confidence. He talked about Savannah Marshall's power a little bit. Savannah Marshall, she is a hard hitter with both hands. Like Claressa said, though, you got to be able to hit a fighter, to express that power, to showcase that power. You got to be able to hit them, like Claressa said. And Claressa said, like, when he asked her what's going to happen when she get hit, I mean, it's obvious. I'm gonna keep fighting. Or, you're going to avoid getting hit again. But the thing is to hit your opponent back, right? So Savannah Marshall's power is not really something that's intimidating Claressa Shields. She said she's got skills for days. She can adjust on the fly, whatever. She's going to be bringing it, right? Another thing I like about Claressa's mindset, when he asked what if she loses, she just basically said that's not in her mind. She wouldn't be here if that was in her mind, right? Like, she puts in the hard work so you don't think of losing. I mean, everybody fights to protect theirs and defend theirs because they know what could happen, right? But to cover those bases, you fight so you don't ever have to say, oh, what if I lose, right? Same thing I said about Valentina Shevchenko in the past, right? She's a self-preservationist. She thinks of self-preservation and she prepares, she builds her walls up, she puts them, she puts those walls up and she's putting those bags out, building that bag of walls. So when the flood comes, she's not caught, knee deep in water, right? So the same thing is being said with Claressa Shields. It's not in her mind that she's going to lose. It's not in her mind. She's preparing for everything. So, she's pretty much confident on that. Savannah Marshall, on the other hand, she said it's a possibility, but, she's preparing for it. So I think they just both look at it in different ways. Like Savannah Marshall, when she says it's a possibility that she could lose, that's just her scenario where she's saying, okay, I have that fear of losing, so let's do everything in our power not to, right? We're going to cover every single basis just to make a fighter even work even harder, right? So, that was another point that she made on that. But I think the thing that hit me was just how Claressa hit her with those facts again. Everybody want to bring up the past about the amateur fight and how Savannah Marshall beat Claressa Shields. But as soon as Claressa brought up the gold medals, that was kind of how she tried to, how she did that checkmate on it. She was like, she's a 2-time gold medal winner. And she was like, you lost the first fight. You let your country down. And she just kind of gave her that look, and Marshall just couldn't really say nothing about that, because everybody bringing up the past. So when she brings up the past, it's like, okay, checkmate. You got me there, right? So, yeah, just an all-around good episode. Like I said, not a lot said between both fighters, like not too much back and forth, but it's just what was said and the looks that were expressed that really make you want to see this fight. When it comes down to it, like I said, this is some real natural rivalry going on here, beef going on. For Savannah Marshall, she said it's just she said it's just business. It's not personal for her. But for Claressa Shields, she said it's business, but it's also personal. You know, she feels like it's also personal as well. And I mean, if that's what helps her go into this fight and, you know, put it all on the line and get the victory, hey, so be it, right? But for Savannah, you know, she said it's just all business, but I'm sure deep down she don't like Claressa because, you know, she'll go off in some other interviews calling Claressa ignorant and talking about her body, this and that. So she'll come back with her little things too. So we know how women can be too, right? So we know that these two don't like each other, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the sport of boxing. It's not going to lead to any outside violence between these two. That they're going to go in there and let it all out in the boxing ring like they're supposed to, put on some entertainment and carve another notch in their legacy, right? So that's what we want to see. I'm ready for it in a couple more days. We'll talk some more about it, guys. But yeah, check out this Gloves Are Office on YouTube, on Sky Sports YouTube channel. Definitely worth checking out, man, just to see the tension between these two. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.